Alright, we're gonna go check the house. No, we're not technically working. Faith said there's something going on. So we're gonna go check. We have the babies on the bed. What's going on in here, boys? Huh? No. There's a big rat. Did you see a rat? Faith girl says you're fine. Alright. Let's go, Faith. Faith says she has to go potty maybe, huh? I don't know. Little baby. All right, we're back. Any disturbance that I need to know about? How my baby's doing? Snicker? You okay over there? Noodle? Somebody got bed area. Get some poo off my area. Watch out, girl. Hi, guys. What's that, Buttercup? You want some toilet paper? All right, just a minute. Can I use it first? No, use it first, and then I'll give it to you. Okay. On the bed. So look. I put it on the bed. Look. You guys want to go in the aviary? I think Lizzie's in there right now. Lizzie's in there right now. All right. Nobody is eating this. Give me that. Nope, we're not eating it. This is for cleaning up, not eating. How are you doing, guys? Did you get something to eat and drink, baby girl? All right. Eat. I know, but I'm going to let some of the boys out. They're being so good in here. All right, who's coming out? Honey Boo Moo, you coming out first? No, Isha, you're not going in. No, you're not. You're not going to go see your papa. Macho, come here. Macho, come here. She wants to come see you. Come out here. Macho, come here. You got anybody wants to come out except Luna and Seth? Honey Boo Moo, you want to come out? You're going to stay in there. Come on out. Let's go. Macho, let's go. Come on. I'm telling him. You hear me tell him. What am I going to do? You're not listening to a dang thing I'm saying. Are you coming? Mama's standing in front of the door. All right, just a minute. I know. I have my phone in my pocket. All right. I'm going to put my phone back in my pocket. Not when we be out here. It's on bright. All right. I just want to make sure it's working. All right. I was standing in front of the door, so I'm going to show you what I was doing. But I'm kind of cleaning up right now because they have a little bit of food and other stuff coming out like that mixture. But anyway, what I was doing, let me show you what I was doing. Well, actually, you can just see. So I'm standing right here in front of the door. I'm going to put you back over here so you can see why they're not moving. Wait a minute. Macho, just a sec. Sorry. All right, so I'm standing in front of the door, and I'm asking them to come out. So what you should be doing is coming to the side like this. Right? And you're basically becoming a wall, and you're going to just stand there until they come out. Now, there's certain birds I don't want out, and certain birds I do want out. They've already been told. Sass and Luna is not allowed to come out here right now. It's just going to cause a little bit more tension with the girls than that's healthy. So what we're doing is we're just letting the 3 out that I've asked for, and the other 2 are going to stay and wait their turn. So they will get a turn, but they're just going to have it in a different way. So what usually I do with them is I take them and put them in the aviary. But Moon and Honeyboo and Macho have not got to see it very much, so I usually let them come out first. Gonna have to wait your turn. And now the biggest factor that why I'm also letting them out right now is because Izzy, who is my instigator of my girls, Macho is causing an issue with Little Bit. So let me come over here. Little Bit is coming to me and saying, "Hey, what's going on?" The babies are gonna come over here to Space. Space is the only thing that Macho cannot control. He's pushing Little Bit. Lizzie hasn't moved. These are her babies, by the way. So she's going to be a little bit more, now she's going to discipline, oops, you're missing that. She's disciplining Mumu and Honeyboo right now. So she's telling them, she controls Honeyboo and Mumu a little bit more. She doesn't control Macho at all. They are brothers and sisters. He's actually older and knows it. And he also is he's the oldest male I have, and he knows it. But I'm going to put Isha down. Now I'm putting her down because this is her papa and her mother, actually. Her parents are right here. So this is the whole group. We've got Grandpa Macho. Technically, these are not his children. These are the first children that are not his, which is why we're watching him. And he's basically told her, "I'm in charge of you," and she's agreeing. So that was she is the lowest of the totem pole. But he's going to stop. Now the babies are being raised by Isha, but they are technically, you just knocked my eggs over. Oh, you did not. Okay, a little bit of chaos here. We got Luna that's causing a ruckus, and Macho needs to come off the bed. A little bit, I don't have a stick anymore, so usually, get out of my room. That was uncalled for. Out of my room now. He's not allowed to do that. Excuse me. So what Little Bit's trying to do is get the boys to come onto my bed and get Macho off of my bed because he's not supposed to be up here. She cannot control Macho, but she can. I'm trying to get Luna. Luna just came out of the bird room, which I anticipated him doing. You guys gotta eat your dinner while those brats are out. And stop acting foolish. Now these are his parents as well. Luna is the mom and dad of Luna is Macho and Lizzie here. So she's the parent to all of them. So Little Bit is telling Honeyboo and Mumu to come onto the bed to get Macho off the bed because one of them is Macho's child, which is Snickers, which is the blue Frizzle, and the blue Silky is obviously these boys. So we don't know which one it was. Once again, the mother is Liz. Liz is now assured that her children are safe, so she's back in the aviary. A little bit is in there as well because they're eating their lunch right now. She's also trying to get Macho to go that way. Now, Macho's over here visiting his girl. This is his girl. Now, he does have children with other women, but this is his girl. And they're very, yeah, that was my eggs. Luna knocked my eggs out of the bowl and landed on them. They're just my first eggs of the week. I don't really count them. They're not worth anything other than eating them. So anyway, Silky boy, baby, and by the same parent mom. So she had two encounters back to back. Like I said, we all know the Frizzle one is Liz, and the Silky one is Liz as well. So both of them are Lizzie. But Isha is the one that was nominated. Usually the juvenile girls, they don't generally usually lay on their own eggs. They usually gather up the women's egg in the group. A lot of people were talking about how they thought it was funny that chickens would steal an egg. Well, they will. If they're infertile and they want to be a mom, and when they want to go broody, and the women in their group are not willing to donate their eggs, which does happen, 9 times out of 10, that's actually how it happens. But there's that one parent that one girl that should not be a parent. And Izzy, who's in the dust box, I'm gonna let her see the difference in the tension in the room when I let her loose. But she picked me, so she got in timeout for that. She's in her dust bath anyway. She needs to do it. So it's kind of like not really a timeout. It's just basically a break in the environment, in a controlled situation. Sorry, my muscle spasms are having a really bad time on this arm. I've been working really hard on unlocking my shoulders. My shoulders are in the up position. My shoulder blades, the back part. So when you shrug your shoulders up, you can see how far up your shoulders can go. Well, mine are stuck in that upright position for like 3 years, or probably more than that. But they're, yeah, it's probably been, well, I say 3 years. My time frame is not, thank goodness I have memory issues, because everything is, to me, that's happened in my life, in my mind, is like an equation to 3 years, 3 to 5 years. So obviously I'm almost 60 years old, so that's not possible. So doctors have learned, don't ask your time frame, don't ask for numbers. I have dyslexia with numbers. I can't pull the numbers up. I have no time reference in my mind of anything more than 3 years. My children are 30 years old, for example. I know that logically that they're over 30 years old. Most of them are. I think I have 3 out of 5 that are in their 30s. My first one I was pregnant when I was 23, and I'm almost, I'll be 60, I think, next year. Yeah, next year. I'll be 60 next year. So, anywho, the birds here, the dynamics is so freaking amazing. It's just how interesting they support each other, how interesting they fall within the same guidelines. Like they go in the pattern is freaking amazing. The boys, we have different species here. So most of my birds have something unusual about them. Let me put it that way. Genetically, most of them have genetic mutation. And some of them are just plain ancient. So these silkies are the most ancient chicken breed that I'm aware of. They are not jungle fowl. We as Americans and most of the people in the UK are used to dealing with jungle fowl-based chickens, which means that the origination of that chicken breed is basically from jungle fowl birds. These are not, so you cannot treat them anywhere near. We might as well be talking the difference between these types of birds and the jungle fowl birds. You might as well be talking a Capuchin monkey and a freaking gorilla. That's the difference between the two. These are the gorillas, guys. They are very aggressive. They are very predatory. They can get up into, probably if they have their physical abilities there, they can get up to almost to like the low hanging of a tree. So like maybe small trees they could be in, be able to get to that distance. They're not flyers. They're jumping flyers. So that basically what those are is they have to come up with a jump, and they flap, and they fly. Now, a lot of birds don't have to jump. We're not talking about just lift-offing. I'm talking about actual physical, like a kangaroo jump. So half of their flight, they're kind of like their combustion is all in their legs. They're very powerful. They're predatory, which means they have predatory legs, and they have predatory feet and nails. So those nails are not just for digging, you guys. These are for fighting and for feeding other animals. So they're not vegetarians. These are meat eaters. They're no different than space here as far as how much protein they're supposed to have. They're not jungle fowl. They have 4 layers of feathers. They have their belly feathers, which they lose just like all the jungle fowl does in the spring. They'll lose those kind of underbelly feathers. And then they have 3 other feathers. So their temperature abilities that's healthy for them is they shouldn't be out in any weather of 80 degrees. That means in the coop as well, guys. So if you have a thermometer in your coop in the shade and it's 80 degrees, they're not going to do well. Okay, you need some air conditioning, you need a fan, you need some ventilation or something like that. You need to get it down about 7 to 8. They do not do well in the heat. They also do not do well wet. So there's a contradiction there. So their feathering type, once again, is not jungle fowl. So in the jungle, the birds have a sheen that goes across their whole entire feathering so that when they get wet, it's just that outer layer that's getting wet, okay? Because they have that protection. These dudes don't have that, right? Their feathering type is not meant for water. They do well with Arctic type dry weather. They do well with dry snow. So if it's slushy snow, muddy snow, if you got them out and it's looking like Mudville, they should not be out there, right? They need to have dry weather. They can't be. They don't go out in the snow. These boys, if they go out in the snow, it's because mom is carrying them out in the snow, and then I'll put them down to take a 5-second picture or something like that. But I only did it like that one time because I didn't obviously know if they liked it or not. So I wanted them to try. So all my birds get different experiences, but if they don't like it, I'm not going to make them do it, right? They're not going out in the snow. Right now, because of the bird flu issue, and because we're in direct line of the migration, my birds are always in quarantine prior to the bird flu blow up. That usually happens around this time of the year. Um, so they're already in quarantine because they're in the migration line in a sense. There's literally, if you just go like 3 or 4 blocks that way, we have a huge natural marsh area that the city has decided that they were, and I was part of that project in the beginning, which is kind of exciting that I'm seeing after 20 something years. I was one of the contractors that were removing the housing along the stream in the marshy area. They actually the houses were up. This one that I removed, up to 3. The one that was amazing was so close to the water line, it got flooded every year. Like 4 or 5 feet of water would be in the house. So it was so funny because they knew the city was coming out, so they put like metal siding on the outside. I don't know what they did, but anyway, when before we demoed it, I could literally put my hand right through the interior wall all the way to the exterior wall, including beams. I could stick my hand right through a wall that looked like it was normal, but it was not. So it had paint and drywall, the whole 9 yards, but it was all rotted inside because the water just rotted it. It doesn't stop when stuff is wet like that, submersible wet like that. It continues to rot regardless if the flooding's done. So it's a continuous cycle unless it's dried out. And there's a lot of organisms that are happy now, so they're not going to let it go unless you treat it. So anyway, it was amazing. It was amazing because I was part of like a big setup. Usually my project, my company that I had a construction company here, I always did like beginning parts. I was always the beginning person, so I was always the first one out the door. So I never get to see the finished product. There's a couple jobs that it was nice that I was invited to go see the final projects, and they weren't very. It only took like 3 years instead of like 10 years, you know. Some of my projects were that long, 10-year projects, or 3 or 4 or 5. But anyway, this project was very dear to my heart because obviously I am. Well, obviously not really obvious because I have a captive birds that everybody's like, oh, I'm free. You know, obviously these birds have been in captivity for my quail over 200 years. There's just they have no concept of self-preservation outside. Now, as far as in here and training and such, yeah, I'm doing all the training I can. I really, really, really am curious to see if I can free roam them. As far as that, the only way I would do that is if they were consistently coming to me on command. Like if I called them over to me and they came to me like that and we were good with that. My chickens don't do that. But my quail, like I said, they don't have no self-preservation. They have literally none. Their only preservation is to hide and be quiet. I have lost or had quail been. I've had 3 quail literally fly out of my room with the door open. Because part of their training is me opening their door and them not flying out of it. So the way that I do is if I allow them to fly out of it, I put my hand down and say, you guys can come out. And that's all I do. Or I remove them myself. Quail are very, and one of the ladies was very interesting, one of my groups, she was very interesting. She made it very clear someone who was concerned about putting quail and chickens together. And she said, yeah, I have my quail in a tote when they're dust bathing. I have my quail, I think she said dust bathing. But she said that they were in a tote next to her in her kitchen on the counter. And she goes, yeah, I go about my day doing my laundry, doing everything else, and they never one time fly out. And it's true. If they're very trainable. Like I said, they've been in captivity as over 200 years. Horned quail are very famous in the sense of that they were origination as a pet. They are. I'm hearing myself echo and it's driving me nuts. Oh, because my headphones are on. And my phone is. I don't know where my phone is at. I put it. It's driving me nuts because I can keep hearing myself and I can lose my phone. Yep, it was a little bit. And I said, Dana, hey. Hi, sweetie. But the Cornish quail is, like I said, their origination was a pet. They didn't become a food source until the Depression, which for obvious reasons, right? And it wasn't the only pet that got eaten, by the way. But after the Depression was over, a lot of people didn't go back to the quail. It wasn't something that was, it kind of fell out of favor as a pet at that point because people, at that point, the rich discovered how good it tasted. So all along here they have these pets and everything else, and have the Depression, and food is for rich people as well. Is very it's macho and being kicked out of the ivory. Okay, watch out. Macho's on loose. Nope. Nope, let's go. That's the second time I told you don't do it. Lizzie, watch that baby. You're going back to your room. Let's go. Thank you. That was not good. You just lost your turn. Luna. So what I do with Luna and Sassy Boo is they'll go in here. What's up, baby? But that's usually not until nighttime. I break it up. It's too overwhelming and distressing, but it's good for the chicken. The quail love the boys, to be honest with you. They really, really do love the boys. The only chicken, as far as living with these birds, once again, you can't just take a adult quail and stick them with adult chicken and say, okay, now be friends. No, it's not going to happen that way. If you're going to intend to raise them together and want to have them together, the one and this goes for chickens as well. Anytime you're introducing more different birds to a group, like the little babies that we have here, it kind of changes the dynamics of the group. Birds don't like change. Chickens do not like change. They like the same thing over and over again. So, but anyway, yeah, silkies are very ancient birds as well. So they're just as ancient as these cornex quail. Cornex quail is a Japanese quail, but they actually didn't originate from Japan. But once again, they were pets, and they were very, very. They had them as pets for, like I said, over 200 years, and still do to this day. But the cornex quail was originated from a different country close to Japan, so like a trading kind of situation, and that's kind of how, in fact, the United States, Europe got involved as well, is because our queen. I mean, I adore this woman because I know she's passed it and everything, but she has done so much for the bird community, and nobody gives her credit for that, and never has, to be honest with you, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, what happened is she was in love with birds. So all these different birds that you see, except the whiting, which is Little Bit and Sassy Boo, all of those birds, she would get them as gifts. And so when they became popular in England with the Queen, it dribbled down to her popularity with the rest of Europe, and then eventually to the United States, of course. Silkies, once again, it really upsets me because their growth cycle is different. So they don't become adult, mature adults until like two and a half. As the jungle fowl are mature adults around 8 months to 9 months. So you can see the difference there. Yep, you're going. That's two. We're out. Woo, woo, woo. I love you, but we're not doing that in my room. Watch out. Hi, baby. Don't you yell at me. Why are you upset? Let me see your face, because I see food on you or something on you, and I don't know what it is. Any owies? Now, Moon here is blind, and what I'm doing is just visually doing a check, make sure he's not being bullied by the other birds, no injuries on him. I don't pick him up very often because obviously he loves it, but he's not eating. That's the biggest thing. He's not eating. Winter is hard for him. And then, of course, change is very difficult because he doesn't know his environment changes a lot. So if you look back, like a month ago in my videos, if you go back and just kind of skip back, you'll see there's changes. And every time I change my room, every time I change his room, the bird's room, or any environment that he comes in contact with, it disturbs him because he has to memorize that whole area all over again. He relies 100% on Honey to do that. Honey is his guide. They're inseparable. Like I said, one of these is his babies. There's your baby! Is that your baby? Little bit is watching her like, like a hawk. I don't know if you can see. But there's like a little family get together going on over here. But little bit is over here doing her little vocalization, that little noise that you're hearing, like very high. That's her, and that's basically her talking to Honeyboo, and basically on the etiquette with babies, being gentle, being sweet. Well, he has a tendency to want to boss them around at this age, and yeah. And it causes a little bit of chaos because he doesn't understand that he can just go up there and just start telling them what to do. So I got Moo. Moo's blind, which means he can only see, like, he can't tell the difference. He has a hard time seeing smaller objects, like the babies. He can hear them. He knows where they are as far as being able to hear them. He can see a little bit, enough to touch her. He knows Honeyboo, of course, is big enough. But anything smaller than that, he has a really hard time finding them or getting close enough. Excuse me, you're not taking them in there. No. No. I don't know what your idea is, but that's not going to happen. No. We're not going in there. No. That is not a place for you to go. It's not allowed. Honeyboo, you're scaring her. Why is she hiding the baby? Why is she hiding those babies from you? She's stopping in here, Dixie. He doesn't mean to be overly whelming. He just doesn't know what to do. So now they're over here. I don't know. It's very overwhelming right now. Now they're over here with Faith's Girl and me. Mama's going to take off and basically get Honey away. Because she's in heat right now. She's like wanting to, like, yeah. That's what I was about to say. Thank you, Mama. You put it just right. So the babies are going to sit off. She's got to lay her egg. So go lay your egg in the nest. The nest box is in there, Bubble Bear. So the baby's been told to stay here. So they're in front of Faith's Girl. Faith's Girl's going to be watching them. I'll be watching them. And then, of course, their biological mother, which is over there. Now, Little Bit just basically told her to go back to her baby. So she's getting upset because she hasn't laid her egg yet. Well, you should have laid your egg earlier when I asked you. She could have laid it in the dust box, but she didn't do it. She's been known to do it in the dust box. She did it in a bowl up there. She did it in the nest box. Of course. Is that your baby? Oh, the sweet babies. He's basically saying, go take care of your babies. She went to mama and said, go take care of your babies, and then he told the babies to go see mom. And once again, Lizzie right there is the biological mom of all of it. Of Isha as well as these two munchkins. She's the mama to them. And Macho is her papa. So that whole situation that you were seeing, that was not sexual. It was based, well, hopefully it wasn't. But they do it as well for dominance. So he's basically saying, hey, I still am going to tell you what to do. You're still a child. And technically she is. She's a teenager. She chose to be Amor, so she's basically, I chose to be broody and sit on these eggs. They actually snuck it. She was in cahoots with her mom, Liz, and having these babies be born. I thought I was outsmarting them by just switching the eggs every 3 days, and they outsmarted me by holding. She was holding the eggs in her wing. So going back to the thievery option. Technically, Liz was donating the eggs, and then, or basically laid the eggs. What she did was she goes into the nest box next to the brooder girl, lays her egg, and asks the brooder girl, "Would you sit on my egg?" And then she'll either accept the egg or reject it. She'll either reject it by just throwing the egg out of the nest on wherever. She's like, "Nope, I'm not taking your egg." But if she accepts it, she will just basically grab the egg and pull it underneath her. Okay? And so that's adoption. So she's basically adopting this egg. When those eggs are born, she is not going to treat, well, she does treat them differently. I have noticed that, and I don't know, I don't think it has anything to do with the type of breed they are. Because we obviously have a Frizzle Coochie New England Bantam here, and then we have a Silky Coochie here. And so from the same mom, two different dads. And so you can tell that with the Frizzle, Stickers doesn't have the ability to retain heat. So like I said before, they have 3 layers of feathers. I mean 4, but 3 outer layers. Frizzle's Coochins have 3 layers, not 4. So they have 2, one on their underbellies in the winter. They'll lose that. They have their middle one, and then their outer one. She's like I said, she's a mix of a Coochie, which is a blue Frizzle Coochie, and her dad's a New England Bantam, and so she has the body of the New England Bantam. She does have the extra feather layer, so normally they're not this puffy. The New England Bantams are very close to the jungle fowl, original jungle fowl. This is not a jungle fowl. I mean, the Coochins are not jungle fowl. Once again, they're an Arctic, cold, dry area. They can get wet. They do have the ability to repel water, unlike the Silkies, because they do come from a wet area. They do well. I would say Coochins are pretty much very versatile birds. High temperatures. I wouldn't put them out in any degrees, for example. But they do well with low temps. They are very lovable. They're very smart. Be careful. Be careful with that because they're like a dog. So you're not going to just let them loose with your kids. You should never be letting these animals loose with your kids. And that's because your kids don't understand, they're learning themselves. So it's like having 2 children in the same room and you're going to have a crash. Because when Faith had her puppies, Faith had to make a decision at some point. Was she going to be around her puppies? I'm trying to get him, he knows it. Was she going to be around her puppies and discipline her children, her own children, or she's going to come back to these birds? And she decided to come back with the birds. And the bad part about it is the puppies were like, they can see mom, but they can't get to them because, of course, they're pit bulls, and they are huge at a very young age. And so by the time they were like, the resident I was training hit her dog up to 4 months, but she got so big that they grow very, very quickly and very, very fast, just like jungle fowl. Silkies, like I said, they're not complete adults until they're 2. So when you stick a 6 weeks old at Silky Bird out, or an 8 weeks old, or whatever, or even an 8 month old, you're talking about a child, and a child cannot understand, nor, and not to mention the fact that these birds do not speak the same language. It took them almost 2.5 years for them to completely understand, and now they do mimic quite a bit of the jungle fowl language, and they understand it a lot. Moon had a hard time with the nonverbal stuff. So birds put off a lot of flapping of the wings and ruffling their feathers. All of that means something. He cannot see it, right? So he has no concept that he's upsetting, something's going on until after and or during the whatever bad things that happen. He doesn't have a clue, right? So Honey Boo is supposed to be his handler. Doesn't always, as you can see, he's flirting right now with Isha. He doesn't always do his job well. He leaves him quite often. There's many videos where Moon's stuck in the house, and Honeybee wants to be outside. That was Doodle. Where's Snickers? Okay. They got in trouble. So they're not allowed to pet Face. So Face is, she don't care. She's very appropriate with them. She knows what she's doing. So she does almost up to contact, but that whole rushing, yeah, they get the picture. Go away. So she's sleeping. She's our night guard dog. So she is, this is her bedtime. So in most videos you'll see the birds will be all like flowing around her and doing all these different things, and she's just sleeping. That's because she's up all night guarding us. And I mean us, me too. But she's up all night guarding us from predators. So we have not lost any birds since we've got since we put them in solid housing. I had them in tent and net housing, and that obviously did not go well. They've already chewed through the tarp here, right here next to the right. Because what they did, we're doing. Yeah, what they were doing was they were running in and coming through and running into the kennel under the kennel as quick as they could because they knew she couldn't get under there, and then they were chewing. They chewed the little bitty holes. I don't know if they're big enough to get through, but I kind of pull them up and pull them around so they're not part of the barrier anymore. But they definitely were trying to get into the aviary. So every day what we do is after we clean it up, Faith goes in and does an inspection of the aviary, make sure there's nobody hiding up in there. And such. Then we let the big girls go in there. They do their inspection, which is kind of cool, and they go underneath the paper and they do all the different little crooks and crannies and such. I try to go in there. I wash it down and everything else so that the scent trail is gone. So then when Faith goes in there, she's been scent trained already. Not extensively. I got her up to a certain point of where she needed to be as far as knowing where the birds are at, knowing where mom's at, that kind of thing is what she needs to know. But as far as like professional, she doesn't need to know all that stuff. She doesn't need to go that far. Is she good? Yeah, she is. There's no playing hide and go seek with her because she'll find you. Now I scent trained an adult pit bull, and he as well. You can't play hide and go seek with him, which is funny because everybody's surprised that he finds him like no big deal because he's been scent trained. I also scent trained a little bit of the residence dog, once again, just enough so that she's. So when dogs are born, they go through the sniffing stage, as you can see when they're babies and such. And if that's not encouraged and or discouraged, because a lot of people unknowingly discourage that behavior. So if your dog's sniffing in the garbage, or if your dog's sniffing your body parts, and you know what I'm saying, that kind of stuff, you guys discourage that, push them away, and basically tell them no, right? So you're discouraging the sniffing behavior. And so they just stop because once again you're telling them not to do it and that. So Faith has not been discouraged with that, and nor the other dogs that have trained, which has only been 3. Well, actually four. I did train a Jack Russell Terrier. She was my first one that I trained. Her daughter, who is a oh boy, the father is one of those little fluff white dogs, little yappy dogs. They kind of look like Silkies, but anyway, the father I can't remember the name, and the mother it was a Jack Russell Terrier. So anyway, Artemis, which is still with my daughter and her family, because um, Tori, after Tori, the Jack Russell Terrier was trained as a therapy dog. This is my first dog that I trained for the resident here, and that she had him from the age of, I think she was like 10 years old until she was like almost, I would say 17, 16, 17. She was that old. Then the dog retired. She went back to her actual mom, which the mom that raised her as a pup up until the time she was actually in working mode. The mommy that she had, we all knew that she was eventually going to, after she retired, she was eventually going to go back to her mom, which was her sister. And the dog knew this. So the mommy went to college, which worked out really well so that she could focus on her job as far as a therapy dog. And then even when she came home, it was like mama time, but I had to go to work. And so it was back and forth between the two girls, just because this is my mom and this is my work. And so did retire. She retired with her mom to Arizona, and they took my dog Artemis because by then they had been bonded. That was my therapy dog. So I lost my therapy dog. I lost my home. We were homeless. Uh, all that. So when we got our home, she asked. She did. I've seen Artemis like 5 times. She's come to the house. She even got Airbnb for us the last time, which was nice. Change. Um, so I've seen Artemis like five, 6 times since she's retired. Since she's retired with her mom, and um, she asks me every time, "Do you want Artemis back?" And I'm like, I see Artemis and I see her mom, and I'm like, no, there's no way I'm gonna separate her. Her mom, I knew was passing away. I did warn my daughter that there's something that I probably was something that was uncurable. I don't know, but I just knew that she was going to pass. And she's like, I just took her in and she's fine, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she passed like 3 weeks later. So I knew she was going to pass. I told everybody that, but it's kind of hard when you do that because people don't, especially when my daughter is, like I said, she's very responsible and she felt that she was not doing well. So she did take her in and they said she was fine. And then she passed, and then they had an autopsy and found out she had a heart condition. So, which once again, anywho, here nor there. Um, she asked me if I could if I want after she passed. I wanted to take Artemis back, but I didn't know she needed the comfort of having Artemis. She did, and she didn't tell me right away that she passed because I think she was afraid that I would want Artemis back right away. She needed that time because, of course, she's had Artemis this whole time for almost 4 years, and Artemis is getting on in years now. Um, and she's a tiny, tiny dog. She's about the same size of Isha right here, and she's been living with birds, so it's not an issue that she couldn't live here. She grew up with the birds, so we have had birds in the house before. I've had my other daughter had a bird that we ended up having to adopt for a while. Um, but anyway, it was about the same. It's actually New England Bantam hen, so same physical dimension, but obviously not as much feathering. But anyway, Snickers here is a blue Cochin. I'm pretty positive he's in New England. I don't know. He could be a silky as well. It's really difficult with fizzles to tell. But definitely the feathering of this one is a little bit different of the Cochin. So because obviously it's either a mixture of the Cochin or in either New England or he looks identical to his mom. So that's like it's no, just like I knew that this wouldn't be considered a satin, which is a mixture of a Cochin and a silky. So as you know, she's got feathers just like a Cochin, but she's a silky. She was just she doesn't have the silky feathers. She might have a mixture of the silky feathers and a little mixture of the regular feathers. But for example, if we had eggs from her, for example, and that were fertilized by silkies, they would be looking like silkies with like sometimes with tufts of feathers coming all out and different, like a little cute little thing. But these are the Kuchins are from Thailand. So Liz over here, I don't know if you can see, she's right there. That's the mama of all these babies. But she's a Kuchin. She's a Kuchin, and she is from Thailand. And so, like I said, they have the extra feathers, but because she's a frizzle, which means her feathers are inverted, she can't retain heat. So for her, as far as environment, I would not put her outside. I would not put any frizzle outside. I don't know why people do it. I don't know where their brains are at. It's like having a naked cat outside in the Arctic. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they have 3 layers of feathers, but all their feathers are inverted, which means that there is no way they can trap the air, and that means that there's no way they can keep themselves warm. So they might as well be naked. So I don't think personally that frizzles should be outside at all as a breed. It's a genetic disorder, so all Kuchins obviously don't have it. They come in different breeds will have them. Silky sometimes will have them. That's Macho talking to the boys, and I don't want him talking back. Um, so it's a genetic disorder that can happen with a certain feather type. Um, Usually the birds with the thick feathers are the 4 layer feathers that will have more of a chance of getting like silkies and like I said with the cushions, you just turned the light on to red. You're such a nut. Um, like I said, the cushions are like I said they're very intelligent, so they're like a cat. So they can hurt you. They can go for your eyes. If they're gonna go, if they're very revengeful like a cat, I guess. Excuse me, stop touching my fan. That's the camera. Liz, leave it. Oh, you think that's funny that she turned the light green? She's just hitting the light. They don't understand how she's turning the light. There's a dome light. Stop. She's hitting. Give me my. She's trying to turn the camera off. Stop it. Do you want me to get Izzy out? What is it that you want? Because you want something. Otherwise, you wouldn't be acting like this. What is it you want? There's food in there. I know they spilled the water. Is that what it is? Yeah. They spilled the water on the ground. I know. And you want me to kick the boys off? Is that what it is? Because Little Bit and Honey and Liz would be up here normally. So they want me to kick the boys off. Hi, girls. The Quail are talking to the boys. They really like the Silky boys a lot. I don't know if it's because they're from the same area, technically from the same area, but the Quail and the Silkies, for whatever reason, are very able to communicate. And the girls will come and flirt with the boys, and it's so funny. Aren't those a sweet, sweet babies? Aren't those girls so cute? Oh, so pretty girls in there. Ooh, so handsome girls up in there. And then, of course, the big boy right there is like, these are my girls. And the girls are like, I think he's so cute. They're coming and peeking. They do like the boys. They do, as far as, my birds have been trained. So I live with my birds. So if I had my birds in a coop, that's a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? That I would not put quail and chickens in a coop together unless they were bred together. born together. So if you wanted to do it, I would say I would get jumbo quail. I would do quail, Cornix quail, personally because I feel that they're very docile. But here nor there, I would get jumbo quail if you're going to do it. So they're a little bit bigger. That boy right there is a jumbo quail. So I have a mixture of the smaller quail. I definitely would not get button quail for sure. But there's in Cornix quail you can get the jumbo, the standard. I have a standard and I have jumbo both. And I would say that they're about twice the size. Maybe not twice, maybe a third bigger, but they're definitely big. My small quail, size quail, are about the size of a hamster, and my jumbo are more like the size of a pigeon. So that's the difference, I guess. Small. Oh, it's a sweet baby. That's the girls. They're 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 flirting with the boys. That's flirting noise that you're hearing. I said flirting with the boys, aren't ya? Do you see those beautiful boys? Aren't they cute? They're all lined up. All of them are lined up, looking at the boys. They think you're so cute, Moo. Those girls think you're cute. They think you're adorable. They do. Now he has no clue. I mean, he knows them. Would you stop touching that? I am not going to get up. I just sat down for a minute. I'm not getting up. Too bad. I'm not getting up. And I'm not kicking them off here either. They're being good boys. Too bad, too sad, girlfriend. I don't know, but you gotta touch that again and see what happens. Knock it off. She's down here messing with my camera cord. And she knows that that's going to make me mad. Do you want me to let you go? All right. You might have to go potty. It's getting a little feisty. He's like, I'm not pottying, Mama. Where are you supposed to potty? Oh, you're doing your feathers? Ooh, oh, you're showing off for the girls? Ooh, they're looking at you, Boo. They're looking at you, Moo. So he knows that there's babies around because he can hear them talking, but doesn't necessarily know where they're at, and so that's why you have to really be careful of him. If he gets too close, he might step on them accidentally or jump. If he's running, he might actually run around on them. They're not that small right now and delicate, so and they'll move out of the way. But he can't see small things. He feels a lot. He knows the bed. He knows the layout of the bed. But there's like drapes up here on the walls, which he's not used to that. So he may detect that there's a big object over there, but he doesn't necessarily know what that is. He's got to go over there and investigate it and check it out. Moo, do not. That's why you're going to go back in your room. Stop it now. Now you haven't ate. I can tell. How come you're not eating? How come you're not eating? What did you hear? What's that? That is Izzy making that noise. She's in the dust box. Is that what you're hearing? That's Izzy Boo in the dust box. She's doing a dust bath. Okay. Is that what that was bothering you? Because you could hear it and you didn't know what it was? Alright, that's what that is. And you got Lizzie over here in the aviary. And a little bit, there's water and fruit in there. Okay. It's all the way down past the puppy dog and past one of the houses. Right where a little bit is at. There's food and water. The babies are right here. You got Snickers. And we got Doodle. Snickers looks just like Lizzie Boo. And Doodle looks a little bit like Honey and a little bit like Lizzie mixed together. Okay? So she looks, her color is like Mama, but her fluffiness is like Daddy. But she definitely has feathers. She doesn't, so far not feathers that we can tell that she can fly very well. She can hop, but I don't know about flying. She may not be flying because Snickers can't fly because Frizzles can't fly. What's the matter, Ish? So be careful of the babies. They're right next to over here by Stacey Girl. What? You better stop all that hooping and hollering in there, Luna. So be careful, Mo. Don't step on the baby. So he can hear them, like I said. I don't know how he can hear them over her big mouth, but he can. As long as he knows where they're at in a general area, he can pretty well narrow down where they're at. But like I said, he can hear them because they're doing their feathers, they're grooming. What's up, baby girl? Come here. They won't let you lay your egg. I'm sorry, Mom. Where do you want to lay your egg at? You want to lay over here by the incubator? I'll put something over there for you. You want to lay it over here by the incubator? There's a bunch of your eggs over there. You and your mamas. I'm doing an experiment on how long you can have an egg in like storage situation and still be viable. Yeah, there's somebody here. I'm gonna go look. I don't know what that's about. I didn't hear nobody knock, but they're leaving now. Now, hopefully there's supposed to be people coming for the predators that we're having issues with, and also they're supposed to come in for plumbing that the predators choose into. It's a fire truck. It's gone. It was a big fire truck. Well, that's not what the vehicle. I didn't see no note or nothing. I'm gonna check I can't check my email, see. I know. My baby. But anyway, there's nobody at the door at that point. If there was earlier, I don't know. What's up, babies? Come up here. I'm gonna have a snack. You guys want a snack with Mom? I know. I have snacks for you guys. You want snacks? Alright. Stacey girl can't have it. This is not for you. I know. Look. Moo won't eat because of the girls. Honey will. Honey will eat. You don't care. She's like, you're going too slow, Mom. I was trying to get you a big piece. You were just too impatient. Look, there's all over the place. Everywhere. I know. There's food everywhere. There. That's kind of making all that noise. He's not sharing, by the way. He's not sharing. I don't know why I left my phone over there again. I think I left it over there. Now, he can't see nothing to get any foraging or anything like that. But he's not even eating. He has a hard time eating in the wintertime. He gets very depressed. He loves being outside. Because he can see better outside. He's partially blind. So she can see one way is close up with only this eye. And this eye is far away only. So can't see close up, it's completely nothing. So he can't see out of this eye. He uses this eye to see objects like a little bit. No, it's mine. It's mine. I already shared with you. This is mine. No. So he's gonna have that. So outside for him, he is in equal terms a little bit because he can see far away and he's really good at seeing far away. So he usually is the one that alerts us with hawks and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. No. So the only way I can get him to eat is to hold him and let him eat. No. I just dropped it for them on purpose. He's dropping it for honey. Usually at some point he'll start eating. There we go. I'm gonna catch it for you. Ooh, big bite. No. No. Mm-mm. No. So he'll feed the girls, the babies first, and he'll feed the girls. He's still feeding them, by the way. He's still dropping. His face is... Oh, you okay, honey? He smacked his head on the... But he'll make sure all of them got that. Them has enough. If they're bothering him, he's gonna give it to him. Like you should right there. A little bit. Lizzie. Well, you just give him a big piece. So that was a big one. You sharing with the babies too? That was sweet. Thank you, baby. She's sharing with the babies too. She hasn't ate anything herself. Now she is. Nope, she's throwing that. That she ate that one. Faith is like telling a little bit to back off because she knows what I'm doing. Alright, all gone. Now you guys got it all over me. It's all over me. It's everywhere. Might want to just clean it up. Look at, they shared so much, those two. She's sharing because of the babies. He's sharing because he shares with everybody. And a little bit's like, okay, you got your treat, get out of here. Thank you, Moo. Thank you. Thank you, baby. Thank you for letting me give you some sweet treats. That makes me feel so good. I love sharing. It's all right. She's got to listen to Mama. She's not being mean. That's their concern noise. They make that noise when they're concerned. Like if I'm sick, they'll make that all day long. If there's a baby that's not doing well, they'll do it all day long. We've lost little babies, like newborns, mostly because of a birth defect or something was wrong with their egg. Mostly because of shipping issues. Shipping eggs are very hard on eggs. So I would not expect. You're not going to get a good fertility rate if they're shipped. I'm just saying. It's too rough. I'm not sharing this. This is mine. I'm not sharing. This is mine. I'm not sharing. Now, in the wild, if they don't want to listen to what I have to say as far as me not wanting to share, it's not abnormal. If they find something like in a large amount, they'll share, obviously. But if there's not a lot left, it's not unusual for them to say, no, I don't want to share with you. And the bird's supposed to, if they're in the same group, you guys are just making a mess, aren't you? Look, I was watching how much they were doing. They were like, all of them are coming down here and pooing. This is alright, but I really don't want to do it. And I'm not sharing. So I'm giving her the verbal, and then I'm also telling her to clean up. I know. The babies are looking for spillage. Each wants to lay her egg. But every time she goes down there to lay her egg, a little bit kicks her out. But, or Lizzie. One of the two. They take turns. But both of them are right here. What, baby? I know you're right there. I was talking about you, not necessarily to you. I'll go. No more. Nope. Off the bed. The rule generally is the boys are off the bed. Moo has special privileges because he has been blind. Actually, Matcha did wonders with her because Honeyboo is a little bit overwhelming because he relies so heavily on him. And Honeyboo doesn't always tell him the truth. So he uses Moon, like, if there's something bad going to happen or going on, he'll tell Moon there's something bad going on, and Moon will go into a wild alert off of what Honey says. So Honey will sit back and do nothing, and then Moon gets in trouble for it. Because obviously there's nothing going on. It took me a while because Honey was like so quiet, I couldn't hear him. But he was a little bullish to Moon. So what I ended up doing was, I asked Monster to teach Moo how to fight, because Silkies and Jungle Fowl fight differently. Silkies will go like in a circle around each other, and then attack each other, like cats. Jungle fowl jump up, attack like that. They don't do the jumping up part. But anyway, I asked Macho, which is jungle fowl, to teach Mooney, who's blind, Silky, to fight. Because it was the only way to counteract what Honey does. Because they were fighting viciously, and Moon would never win because he can't see. And the only way he can fight with his brother, they would be in a circle because Honey would latch onto him. And of course, he's latched onto him, so he can latch on there to like a circle. They just go around in a circle. Fighting. Usually it's Moo gets all his feathers pulled out. So I had Macho teach him how to fight, which is funny. He got so good that now he can hold his own with his brother and with Macho. So unfortunately, Macho is now we're probably regretting teaching him because now he's not Moo's very strong and very smart. He's had a lot of he relies a lot on his other senses, so the other birds are afraid of him. Sassy Boo, which is my biggest bird, which is a white, which is the male version of her, is afraid of him. So is Macho. So is Honey sometimes. Luna too. He's really good with Luna because he likes Luna. He likes babies. And he's always been on the lowest on the end of the total pole for along with the boys, so it's nice to have a little bit of power, right, Moon? As long as you're not taking advantage of that and being mean to people, which he has attempted to do now. He's being a meanie bo genie. Are you being a meanie bo genie? He's pooping right on camera. He knows he's facing the camera, by the way. Why you just poo-poo on camera? Why did you do that? And that smells too. Move. Yeah, it's gross. Breakfast. Is that your way of telling me that you did eat? You didn't eat very much. You gonna come see Mama Honey Boo? Come here. Come here, see Mama. Like I'd rather go up on the bed with the girls. No, come here. You gonna go in the aviary? Alright. The babies went in there, I think. You watching the babies? They're so sweet. They're getting some lunch. That's a sweet babies. Be nice. I know, he's so sexy, isn't he? She's like, ooh. Ooh. Girls like that boy. You like those boys? I know, they're so cute. They like Macho too. They like all the boys, actually. The Quail boys like the boys too. The chickens treat them like little babies. Oh, here comes Isha. She's not taking any chances. They didn't do anything. But she's not taking no chances. She did take the babies away. Momo and Honey Boo are at the food and water. You getting the drink? Is the water all gone? They might have spilled it, Moo. Not the babies. I think it was Iz. Oh, sweet babies. Good flying. You guys ready for drink? They want a dust face. I gotta get Izzy out of the dust box. Oh, yeah. I know my knee is stiff. sure I can walk. If I sit down too long, I have to kind of readjust all my muscles, make sure everything's moving before I start walking. Otherwise, I'll just like on the ground. On the ground. You don't want that. You don't want to be on the ground. I did do the phone over here. I hear you talking. Okay, I'm gonna check. See who needs what. Hi, girls. You guys need anything? You guys got food and water. I see. Hi, girls. You guys are so sweet. See, they can't see because their vision is blocked because the babies sometimes will come out and play. But they don't have a lot of visual cues. Hi, baby. I'm just gonna baby. Hi, sweeties. You guys are so good. So I have a feral and a tuxedo girl in this one with here's my boy. Now these are my boys and my girls. So he's my boy. Isn't that beautiful? That's beautiful. And I have a tuxedo girl and a feral girl in here. So the second group is on my red. Hi, baby. Oh, look at those girls. They're so cute. Hi, guys. You're so adorable. I give them pets. I put my hand out so they can look at me. But they generally just stand in front of the door and let me. And look at me holding it. They're dark and like hi, baby. Oh, such a sweet baby. It's good too because the girls are getting breaks from each other. I love you so much. Come here. We have all the reds in here. There's solid reds. We have tuxedo reds. We have feral reds. And feral boy. My big boy right here. I'll show you my boy. I think this is the boy or girl. Are you the boy or girl? Can you give me a sign? Who am I holding? I have a boy and a girl with back to the same. So they're getting these back colors. Now he's still pretty much this is the boy. You haven't said anything. Nope. That's a girl. I had the boys right over there. Hi, baby. Yeah, that's me for a second now. He's smaller than the girl. No, this is the girl. No, this is my solid red boy. This is from the Stephen Otter line. Gotta split up. I gotta put it down. He's really pretty. He's solid red, and he's my boy up in here. Like I said, there's a solid red girl in here with him. Actually, there's 3 solid red girls up in here. There's a feral girl, red girl in here. So she's also from the Stephen Otter line. We have some tuxedo red girls, 2 of them. Well, one I think is called a Piper, and the other one is called a tuxedo. Because she's got like a small band. I don't know. So she's about the So I have somebody just like she's got a white band. Nothing on her neck, but nothing else. So I don't know if those are called Pipers. But the movement is bye-bye. I have on bye-bye. And your time out. It's a mess. Where did you go, guys? in April for that. The homeowner is apparently inviting him on his little liquor load. I know, I see that. That alley is right there. That's not good move. That's not good when it's moving. What's up, baby? I'm going to probably put him in the neighborhood for today and remove the food and water from here. That's what baby food and water. I'll get him some food. Come on. Oh, come on, guys. Yeah, you can go in there. Come on. I'm holding me. My honey goes. Not nice. Come on now, guys. I gotta let it out too. Come on now, guys. I don't know what to do with you, boo. You and your brother are fighting. Come. I'm gonna put me in there, baby. I gotta let him go out. He can't just walk around because he has to take but he's not just walking around. He's not potty trainable. Let's put it that way. He's not potty trainable. Oh, she laid an egg in there. Did you lay an egg in there, girlfriend? If you lay an egg in there. Did she lay an egg in the best spot? Mama. There we go. No, I'm not putting it back in there with you being mean to him like that. I was wondering why you had icky stuff on your neck. And he's got allergies. Oh, it's very, very. It's not very bad. It's like a little bruise. Oh, no. Let's get inside. She's telling her it's eating and baby. That's in her right now. I just tore up my toilet paper. Yeah, we did. Just tore it up. He's trying to go back in there. Go on. I sure know. I did. I sure did hear him. I sure did. I'll listen to the door open. I pop the door. Like, freak out a little bit. You're not anticipating that. All right. That's what I was doing. All right. So they have food and water. What's going on here? You guys hungry? All right. We have food. We have no water. No eggs. All right. Water. my male, third male, second, third male. This is mine. This is not my boy. This is Stephen Otter's. Same version, same kind of boy that I have, but hers is a golden, and mine is a standard. Anyway, this is with my two adults, Melody and Daryl. Tuxedo and Cheryl. So I just mix them up like that. I know. Get some water. I just have to give the boys some water. Fine up the thing. Snickers. Alright. You alright? Alright. Thank you, Mama. You're welcome. Alright. You're not going up there. Why am I hating there? What do you need, mister? You don't need anything. Hi, baby. This is my third boy, fourth boy. My Danny boy. This is mine. And he's a tan tuxedo. He is a Sparky. Which is a Sparky. Sparky with a Sparky. Alright, gotta get some water. That's my fourth boy. So this is my fourth boy. I got two arrows. One colored red and one tuxedo. One from water. I do have other boys. I'm trying to find out how much to be in the water. I have my little girl here, my little bachelorette. She's not part of the breeding program, but she's still lazy. And then I have, these are my bachelors. I have 4 that are on vacation. I want you to stop screaming at me right now. Oh, that's what happened? Your room fell, Mom. That's crazy. Not the one. That's not good. That's why I don't like to use water at the same time. You just are taking your babies wherever you're taking them. Watch out. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Anyway, this is Sissy. He's one of my bachelors, but he's a Sparky. Or, I don't know what he is. Would you let me know what he is? But he, it's got cross feet, so we can't be used, but he's so pretty. He's the same as my Sparky girl. So he's my little baby. I'm thinking about putting my one girl bachelor and him together. I'm not going to breed them, but just for companionship, but so far no go. This is my daddy. He's the daddy to a lot of mine. He's on vacay. He's a tuxedo. He's on vacay. Oh, it's my baby. Be nice to my baby. He's just trying to take him down. Alright, this is my Sunny D. Water. My baby. Sunny D. Water to all my babies. Not all of them, I should not say that. But anyway, he's a total red. And that's where I get the white from. Because got that little white band. But other than that, he's mostly red. All right. That's my Sunny. He's got a very good video going out right now. Where are you from? Yeah. That's him. That's my baby. So cute. He's very. He's my oldest boy. I lost all his siblings. This is my last boy. Actually, the other one I just said was Johnny. That's not Johnny. That's just my reserve. This is Johnny. Johnny's not happy that he is the father to all the rest of them. He's being difficult because he's not happy that he's not doing his green season this year. He's not making it without. He's not happy with being on vacation. Let's put it that way. So, there are my boys, my Quail boys. All doing good. Got so sweet babies. So far, I haven't had any of the boys be rejected that I picked for the girls this year. Like I said, we have two Stephen Otters and 2 of mine. As far as the boys. Danny boy is mine, which is the 4th one. And then I think it's the first one that's mine. And then the 2 though are the red. Red Pharaoh and solid red. So that's how I rolled it. So next week is going to be the week of actual incubation birds. The ones I'm going to keep for myself. My second chance. So those ones will, and also that gives me a fertility count as well. The ones that are in here, I'm going to show you those real quick. Okay, baby. The ones over here, I'm going to show you. I'm trying to clean up my garbage. That's garbage everywhere. I can't put the garbage on the ground because it's plastic. I just kind of like stuff it somewhere until I can put it where I need to. Alright, I'm just clearing out the garbage. And then I have to uncover it. I suppose it's now. So this basically, I have a cover going around it. My hands are in the way. This is actually a slip that goes over my bolsters. And they're very, they're waterproofy type material. But anyway, they are also insulated. So there's a lot of eggs in here. I think there's 28 eggs in here. I don't know how I got them in there. To be honest with you, it's filled. They are not being turned. Obviously, you can see there's no turner in there. They're just stuffed to the gills because this is what I do when I do my fertility. I don't need to turn them because they're not going in. These ones are my experiment. These ones are Izzy's and Lizzie's eggs combined for a month and a half. So I just collected them. I put them in a cold area, 55 degrees, and we just kept adding to it. So that's what's in there. We're at this point, none of these are going to go to fertilization because we're just checking fertility. So there's no reason to need to turn or anything like that because they're not going to go any further than just a spark of life. So basically, what I'm looking for is veinage and such. So that they've been in here. This is the 3rd day. I'll be checking tomorrow, which is Sunday. And then basically what I'm going to do is just candle. I'll do it on video. I'm going to candle them and just see what is clear, see through, those ones, there's nothing there. The ones that are seeing if there's any development on any of them at all, no. Because the older the egg, the chances of fructification gets slimmer and slimmer, obviously. There's a lot of theories on how weak the genetics is, so could possibly cause genetic disorders or birth defects and such, failure to thrive, walking issues, the whole nine yards. Health issues, just basically weak. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, obviously that they can scientifically prove that or disprove it one way or the other, and that's not my intention. Hi, baby. That's a sweet, sweet, love you, Snickerdoodle. That's a sweet baby. She's cold, so she knows to take me over to the heater. Which is right there. So usually they sleep on my dirty clothes pile there, right next to the heater. When she gets too cold. But anyway, tomorrow is the day we check that. I've been trying to keep the temperature pretty steady. There's no liquid in there. It's just the normal humidity of the room because it's been raining and such. So anyway, that, like I said, these aren't. I don't do this if you're going to want babies. I'm just doing it for fertility purposes only. So that's why I'm allowed to do that, because there's no reason, there's no necessary of that. So the next week, the incubator will be sanitized and all that stuff. Like I said, these are just old eggs. So next week, I'm going to go a whole week. I have to divide this. This is where it gets kind of sticky. I'm going to have to mark the eggs. I really didn't want to, but I'm going to have to mark the eggs. But I did. I'm going to mark the incubators. So what I did was I just put grids up for the incubators. I have a total of, let me count the girls here. So we have 2 girls here. We have 6 here. 8. 2 more. 8, 9. Wait a minute. 6, 8, 10, 11. So there's 11 girls. So in a week's time, that's 11 eggs potentially a day. So that's 11 times, I don't know. So that would be like 77 eggs. So we're not going to go a whole week because that's really too many. So how many days? Well, I guess with the quail eggs, I put 2 in each one. So I put 2 in each one of these things, and they move pretty freely. I put these little marks here, and then that way I can put like little name things here, and I'll just say this is from here to here is group A, from here to here is group B. From, you know what I'm saying, it's all going to get divided amongst the groups. Obviously, group B, having 6 birds in there, is going to have a little bit more than group 4, because that group has only 1 girl. So she won't need very many. She probably needs about 1 or 2. But like I said, I have 4 groups, and I have to be, like I said, 6 of them is going to take out. So here and there, I mean, let me recant something. So I wasn't going to incubate these babies. I'm only, with them, I can pile them up a little bit, and like 3 or 4 in each section, because her babies are not going to be, I'm not breeding her. I'm just checking her fertility rate and his fertility rate. So that's what I'm doing. So with those particular eggs, they're going to be pulled after 3 days, and I'll handle them, see what's growing, what's not, and then dispose of. They will not. No babies will come out of these. The only babies are these first 3 groups. So the total girls that I'm going to have in here to incubate is, like I said, there's 6 girls here, 2 here, and 2 here. So that's 6, 8, 10 girls total. And like I said, I can comfortably get 2 in each one of these. And so there's 1, 2, oh, I'm ready to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, sections, that's 22 eggs. So that's how many eggs I'll incubate eventually. Out of whatever. So when we get to 22 eggs, that's how I'm probably going to do it. Is when I get to 22 eggs, we're going to have it takes Monday all the way to Tuesday. I mean, all the way to Friday. I need to accumulate to 22 eggs, and then usually a lot of people don't wait 3 days. I usually do 7 days, and I don't seem to have a problem with my incubation rate, but I'm not shipping them either. And obviously, I put them in an installation, and they put it in a safe, cool place, the way they're supposed to be stored, with the nose down. Which is their way. She's upset. She wants to put the baby to bed for a nap, and so she feels that it's her right to ask the Quail to leave and vacate. Which those are the Quail houses, by the way. What are you doing? There's an egg under there. I know that you knocked it under there, didn't you? I know you know why it's under there. She knows it's under there because she's the one who put it under there. But I took and disposed all the rest of them. But anyway, those are all Quail housing. She knocked a bunch of Quail eggs down so she could eat them. I cleaned them all up, but I think there's like 1 or 2 underneath there. Let's hope that's all there is. And so she's trying to get to it, but she can't either. Just like I can't. I can get a broom and push it out. She's trying to get it. Trying to get those Quail eggs. That's why she keeps flying up there, because she knows that's where I'm keeping the eggs. But anyway, what I'm going to do is sanitize all of this, and then what I'm going to do, instead of putting the eggs up there, I'm just going to start sectioning these off of at least, like, I want a whole bunch of the sticks. So I want to make sure if I take half of the 22 and say half of them are going to be all from those reds, that'd be 6 birds. And so I really want more than 6. So what I'm probably going to do is 8 of the pharaohs, because basically those are pharaohs and tuxedos, with the highlights of red. They're all kind of have red. Let me put it that way. So these are all. The only bird that's in here that's not from the same Stephen Otter clan is my darkness. She's the only one in there that's not from that. So the rest of them are pure. Darkness is the only one that's in there, and she's a complete red. So I'm not worried about that. There is a possibility because she doesn't have any other patterns or anything like that. She's just solid red. So I'm pretty positive about her. The rest of the one down here is the Stephen Otter pharaoh, golden pharaoh, and where with one of my pharaohs and one of my tuxedo girls, and then above is the same thing. It's one of the pharaohs, tuxedo reds, from Stephen Otter, and then with 2 of my girls, and one of them is tuxedo, one is pharaoh. So same type of girls, identical, because their mothers are identical. So the tuxedo is identical to the tuxedo down here. The pharaoh is identical to the pharaoh girl down here. So the girls are identical. The 2 girls here and the 2 girls here are identical. The boys, like I said, are. Sorry, I misquoted. One of my boys, which is the black face boy, pharaoh boys, is in this one, and then one of her boys, which is the pharaoh gold, is in that one. So the only difference between these, the A and C, is the girls are identical. In fact, I keep calling them the wrong name. The girls are identical. The boys are the same type, but other than that, their color type is a little bit different. His is the black base, because his mom is darkness, and the other boy is based off of the red clan that I got going on here from the Stephen Otter group. And so he's in there with, like I said, the same. So I'm curious to see what their baby is going to look like because, like I said, the only difference between the two groups is that one's a Pharaoh black and the other one is a Pharaoh gold. If that makes sense to you guys. And the group, like I said, B, that they're all red. Everyone in there is a red. So that's going to be kind of, they're either red tuxedo, they're either red Pharaoh, or they're red solid. So they're all based on red. So I got all of those Step Darkness from the Stephen Otter group breeder, and she's really good. Hers are jumbo, mine are small. So she does have some smaller birds up in there, but most of them are pretty big size. Hi, sweetie. I see how big you are. I know. Most of all of them are big. She did have some that were fairly. We had some shipping issues, which, once again, is not her fault. We had like 2 or 3 that were just so tiny, and they were all hers, but they were so tiny. And so I was just surprised that they lasted as long as they did. So, and they never grew. They just stayed that birth weight. Well, everybody was getting huge, big, and they were just tiny. And they were still moving around quite a bit and everything. But they just didn't grow. And that's just because, like I said, their egg got damaged. So, anywho, we lost those. So we did have one. One did survive. She is, like I said, she's the tiniest one up there. She's even tinier, I think, almost tinier than Darkness is. And Darkness is pretty tiny because she's a standard cornet. And these hers are jumbo. So, which is really funny because when I put the jumbo boy with my girls, because cornet girls are like almost twice as big as the boys. So generally it's just like they're very big. But he's almost equal size to those girls. That's because he's a jumbo and they're standard. I guess that would be another factor I forgot to mention, is that he's a jumbo. The boy here is a jumbo gold Pharaoh, and then the boy up here at the top is the black Pharaoh standard. So they are 2 different sized birds. So more than likely, these birds are going to be a little obviously smaller than these birds because obviously their father and mothers are small, and that one has a jumbo father and 2 standard mothers. So they're 50-50 chance their babies are going to be bigger. But anywho, that's where we're doing with the breeding program with the quail. So if anybody is interested in quail, let me know. Email me. I will do whatever it is that you want me to do. If you want just a certain type of quail, let me know. That I have anyway. Now I'm going to get my Stephen Otter is coming sometime in March. I don't know where I'm in the lineup. Well, I know what my number is, but I don't know where. They're by order. So there's 4,528 before me. So, but each order obviously is going to minimum have 12 eggs, and then each order could have 300 eggs. You don't know. So I don't know where I'm in the lineup, and I'm not going to bother her. She's got 4,000 before me, and I'm sure there's people behind me. Is asking her. I don't want 4,000 people asking me when my eggs are going to be shipped. You know what I'm saying? She emails you when they ship, so you can track it. She's pretty good. Her packing is excellent. There's no complaints with the packing. I didn't have any broken eggs. They got abused in shipping. That's about all I have to say about that. But anyway, they're going to be coming, and so as soon as she lets me know, they generally the eggs are within 3 days of being hatched. The when she ships, they should only take 3 days to get here, which means they were at day 6. You don't really want to go past day 9. And my Stephen Otter babies up there, who were put through a very traumatic experience as babies and embryos, they were shipped in 9 days, and they spent Thanksgiving and in the local post office. So yeah, they were not happy. I wasn't happy. So generally, it's a 3-day turnaround time. So the eggs should be around 6 days old. Then you get your day of rest, 24 hours minimum. You want to check them for cracks and such before you put them in their status. And then you want to start incubating. That would be your 7th day. So that kind of 7 to 9 days is what kind of your window. You don't really go past 7 or 9 days. So generally, I use it in house. I don't go past 7 days. Generally, as far as if I'm going to get my birth. If I'm just doing fertility, to me that doesn't. I don't. As long as I do it within 30 days, I'm fine. I should be fine. But as far as me letting them go and have live birth, I generally do it within 7 days. So in house. So. And the reason why I do that, there's a lot of reasons why I do that. One is because I'm mimicking the time frame which if somebody, for example, wanted to contact me, I don't ship. They have to come pick it up type of situation. But I haven't figured out how to do because the resident, one of the biggest things is there's nobody that should be coming to her house. She doesn't do well with people. That's part of her. This is her home, and so I had to be really careful with that. So more than likely it would be me meeting somebody local in walking distance from my place so that I could meet them, just to hand over the eggs type of situation. I thought about having, there's an area that used to be a bus stop, which is kind of cool. It has a little bench there already that I could put like a curio cabinet, and then I can put my eggs out there. Just sell them. The problem is the neighborhood is so bad that it's not the eggs would be stolen and so any money would be stolen as well. So I could have a camera up and all that stuff, but that would probably be stolen as well. What are you doing, Boo Bear? You're trying to get that egg, aren't you? I know you are. Sweet, sweet, sweet. They're so cute. But anyway, her eggs will start shipping on the 3rd or 4th of March, which is in a couple weeks. And so I'm so excited. So I anticipate, if I had to guess, I've done this before with her, but if I could guess, I probably am going to have like 2 weeks. Generally, the way I kind of judge it is that, which sounds weird, but usually I go and look at how many people have ordered, and then I look at how many people have ordered, that kind of thing. So there was a lady that ordered right before Christmas. I ordered right around January, like the first week of January. She ordered the last week after Christmas, so we were a week apart, and there were like 300 orders between us. So I'm like, okay, I'm not that far off. So anyway, hopefully we get the eggs. So my intention is I'm going to incubate my eggs. Like I said, starting next week, I'll be, as soon as I get to 22 eggs, I will be incubating their babies, and then those are going to be my second gen babies. So those are going to be I usually only do, last year, I've incubated 5 times. So I started out with 2 girls. So that made it very difficult. I had 5 boys and 2 girls. So I just rotated them. And so that's how I ended up with a lot of the different kinds I have. And so then I did 1, 2, 3 generations of those, three incubations of those. And so those are all in-house. And then I did, of course, I got the Stephen Otter babies that had to wait until they were also born around the same time. I had a mixture. I broke the Stephen Otter in 2 bunches because they were so damaged as far as the internal part of the egg was so damaged that I waited. The first one I waited the 24 hours, and I put like half the eggs in there, and only of those I think I only ended up with 3. And of the 3, only 2 survived. And then my second batch, I waited 5 days, which I know is way past what Rebecca would recommend, because she recommends nothing past 9. Obviously, it was 9 days shipping. So it's 10 days for the first ones. They were 10 days old for the first ones, and the second batch were 15 days old. And so they went in. I had my own babies with the first and second hatch. So the ages are around the same, just because I had, like I said, 3 hatches back to back. So like every 2 weeks we had new babies for a while there. So this one, obviously, we're not going to be doing that in the middle of winter. So this hatch is all 22 all at one time, all my generations at once, and I'm hoping to get at least 50% hatch rate, which, because usually that's how it really works. Is you put the 22 eggs in there, and then you're going to have probably about 5 or 6, maybe a third of them may not be even fertilized. That definitely grows up in there. So they may not be even fertilized. And so then you take out, for example, like out of 22, you take out like 6 eggs. And then you end up with like 15 or 14 eggs or whatever. And then out of that 14 eggs, you can probably end up with like 10 or 12 babies. That's usually if you're dealing with juvenile. And I have a lot of juvenile in there. The mature ones I have is Sparky down here, which I'm not even using her eggs. I might want to do one, because I really, really, really want to see what her babies look like. But we have Sparky down here, and then in here we have Tuxedo and Pharaoh. Up there we have Tuxedo, Pharaoh, and then, like I said, we have the only thing that's different about this group, we have Tuxedo, Pharaoh, and Solid. So I had a blonde. Her name was Blondie, and she was developmentally did not develop properly, so we lost her. But that was the only blonde one I have. The reds can have blondes, guys. That's why I'm breeding them, so they could have blonde birds. I could have white birds from them. So, which sounds weird, but that's how their genetics are. So, of the reds, you can have a white bird with a red dot on their head, which is very interesting to me. And then the solid red, and then you have the tuxedo red and the Pharaoh red. So I have all of those, so I should be able to hopefully get a white out of there. My Stephen Otter, the second one that's coming in March, that is all pansies. It's a white bird with speckling type markings. So there, I think it's pansy Sparky, something. There's like a variations of 2 different birds, basically. Anyway, that one is the one that's coming in March. So I got my dark birds, I got my red birds. I don't have any black birds. I have some that have black undertones, and I'm hoping to get some black birds out of that group, but I don't have any black. And apparently he apparently dropped the whole entire tray of his birds. I don't understand how he lost all of them. I think something happened to his birds. Something got to his birds, like the something got to his adult birds, and then he's like, oh, I'm not, I have all their babies. He had like 200 eggs or something like that. I don't know how many there were, but he was walking across the floor and dropped them. And then that went all his whole collection of the Tibetans, which is the ones I want. So, anywho, I'm looking for the Caledon Tibetans. That's what I'm looking for. It's the only ones I don't have that I would like to have. There's some Russian ones out there that's pretty cool that I like, but they're not calodone. So, and then Rebecca said that she might have. She didn't. She had this girl that was that laid a blue egg, and it's a genetic disorder. So she's got like 300. For example, she'll have 300 of the same type. So 300 of each, for example. And all of them are laying white eggs with black spots. And then she had this one egg that kept popping up that was blue, and she's like, okay, now she has like 300 birds that she's got to figure out who has the blue egg. I think it was funny. I think it was funny. So obviously she was able to narrow it down, found the bird. She said that she probably would have started a line with that bird, but it didn't have some strong. It had some not defects, but some weaknesses. She said. I saw a picture of it. The bird looked fine to me, but Rebecca's OCD with her bird. She's going to tell you something that's going to be perfecto. It's not going to have like anything. So she, I don't know if she discontinued that bird or not. She said normally it would have been discontinued because there was a couple of things it wasn't hitting as far as the marks. It was a small bird, I think, also was one of the things that she said. I didn't mind it being small because I like small birds. But anywho, I don't know what she decided to do. She asked about it. She threw it out there and like, hey, would you be interested in this line? I'm like, yes, please. It's a beautiful bird, gorgeous bird. I freaking love you. I know, baby. What did you do with your babies? She put did you see what she did with that pee pad? It was all the way over here. And she moved it all the way over to the pee pad and put her babies on. You're such a good mama! Look at that good mama! You put her babies right here with the pee pad! How smart are you? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna let you guys go. I gotta make a reel of that. It's just too precious. That is hilarious. I cannot believe you just did that, girlfriend. I saw you playing with it. I didn't know what you were doing with it. I'm like, let me get it up and I'm just sure these babies are gonna be mad. But it's not mine. It's on my recorded live. Oh my gosh, I gotta stand up. It should be called the Tin Man Syndrome. That's what it feels like. Tin Man Syndrome. I did search them. Can't see them. I'm gonna post this. You guys have a great day.